my name is Scott from Sewell Direct, and today we will be talking about the differences between HDMI 1.4 and 1.3. Of course, both versions of HDMI, the new and the old, have 1080p support. HDMI is the quintessential high-definition connection. With full HD video, the single-cable solution for surround sound and almost has universal support. It's often the only signal that is used in home theater connectivity. Let's talk about some of the new features and changes that have been made in HDMI 1.4. 4K support. For years, 1080p has been the best resolution available to consumers, because some ultra-high resolution projectors are starting to trickle into the market, and even recently there are TVs that can give us the big screen theater experience right in our living rooms. HDMI 1.4 allows us to take full advantage of 4K resolutions. 4K resolutions, that's insanely large, packing in 4 times the pixels of traditional full HD. Another advantage is that when using a signal like 1080p or 720p, there's so much bandwidth headroom that it can overcome problems like interference or really long cable runs that used to, kind of be a showstopper. HDMI 1.4 has full 3D support. HDMI 1.3 had limited 3D support, but everyone seemed to implement it a little bit differently, and how well it worked for the consumer was really kind of a hit and miss. HDMI 1.4 defines the formats and standardizes the I/O systems to give solid, reliable 3D and resolutions up to 1080p. The audio return channel. HDMI has always had audio support. In fact, that was one of the things that helped it gain its widespread popularity. Having crisp digital audio sent right alongside the video in the same cables is really convenient. What's new in HDMI 1.4 is the ability to bring audio back from the display to the source. The most common application is when audio is fed directly to your TV, like from an antenna for instance, but you want the option of playing it through your surround sound system. HDMI Ethernet. In keeping with HDMI's drive to be a single cable solution, HDMI 1.4 offers the ability to include full duplex 100 megabit Ethernet. Your equipment and your cables have to support the Ethernet channel, but it will let you take advantage of internet apps on your devices and leverage the power of entertainment networking with technologies like Universal Plug and Play, Liquid HD, and DLNA. HDMI micro connectors are also new. Since bigger isn't always better, HDMI 1.4 also defines a new HDMI connector, the micro connector, also known as Type E. It's now available for handheld devices like phones, tablets, cameras, portable displays at half the size of the mini connector. It's impressively small and still offers all of the advantages of HDMI, including all the features available in the 1.4 standard. Thanks for listening today, and I hope you learned a little bit about the differences between HDMI 1.4 and 1.3.